Hey, Don Copeland here with the DTG G4, and today we're going to talk to you about right-sizing your graphics. I like to call it the 8-10-12 principle. And so what we're going to show you right here, I'm going to show you 3 shirts pretty quickly here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And now, you got to guess, what's different about these prints? They all look pretty much the same, right? Well, that's not necessarily true. It is the same graphic. However, this would be a 12, this would be a 10, and this would be an 8. What we've done, and this is the beauty of DTG, right, is the ability to right-size your graphic to the shirt that you're printing on. And to give you a comparison, this is a 12-inch on a 2XL. To give you an idea, the shirts I just showed you, the biggest shirt's a 2XL, the medium-sized shirt's a large, the small shirt's a small. This is what happens when you print a graphic that looks good on a small shirt on a large 2XL, all right? Looks like a postage stamp in the middle of it, right? So that's what we've done is we allowed us to take and give the exact same artwork but size to the garment. This is really important, and I'll tell you this, when you're doing shirts for like women's events, like cancer walks, things like that, and you have shirt sizes that range from extra small to 2XL or 3XL, you're going to have to come up with some solution that doesn't make people self-conscious or doesn't make it look, the person in the extra small look like they're wearing an overall print. So that by doing this on your DTG, especially on the G4 here, you're able to fit that graphic to the shirt. This looks much better than this does. So let me show you how we did it real quick. Let's jump to the software here and I'll show you. Let's show you here what we did to generate these 3 print files. It's actually the exact same file. You can see down here in the bottom where I've already processed them. What I did is I simply imported the file into the DTG Rip Pro C7. This file was called Colored Elephant with no logos. Brought it in, and then selected it and went here under the job, and I set the size of it. On the initial one, I did 12. On the middle one, I changed this to 10, all right? And then on the smaller one, I changed this to 8. And then what I did on each of them, I dropped them down 2 inches from the top so that they would print in the right position. And as you can see down here in the bottom, remove those, you can see the 3 jobs here that I've already processed. These are in order. This is my 8-inch file, this is my 10-inch file, and this is my 12-inch file. And this gives you a breakout of the ink cost differences. And so one of the principles here of this is that not only do you want the shirt to look right, because our tendency in this situation would be to generate the 10-inch file and put it on all of the shirts. Well, it would probably average out about the same on ink, assuming you have an exactly the same amount of images on each one. And note that we did this on about a 2-size jump. All right, we didn't do this on every size jump. We're doing a small, a large, again, and a 2XL. So, for instance, I might use the 8-inch on a small and a medium, use the 10-inch on a large and extra large, and then use the 12 on anything from 2XL up. So there you have it. Once I bring each of these up, and we're getting ready to print the 8-inch, so let me go ahead and bring that up into here. We're going to print that first, and I'm going to send it over. As we saw, we've already loaded on the actual shirt onto the pallet, so it's ready. And we're going to go ahead and send that over to the printer and tell it to print. We're going to start out with the shirts and actually do them in the order of the 8, 10, 12. This is a small shirt, all right? And so we've got an 8-inch wide logo we're going to print on it. All right. And that's about here. Shirt straightened out. There we go. As you see, already on the screen, we've sent the job over once I have the shirt positioned the way I want it positioned. All right. What I want to do is I can either hit the start button here, or I can hit the green button here. So there we have it. We've printed them out, our 8, our 10, our 12. That's where my 8, 10, 12 principle comes from. Obviously, that's not gospel, but you get the idea of staging the size of your graphic based on the size of the shirt. You know, family reunion is another great example of this, right? You get a family reunion, you may have, you know, a little 3-year-old toddler or something like that you wanted to print a shirt for, and then Uncle Bubba comes in, and Uncle Bubba weighs 350 pounds, and he's got a big old shirt like this. You want to size the graphic so that it fits to it, all right? Some things to think about when you're doing this, though, is this shirt, number one, the blank itself most likely cost a couple dollars more. If we were looking at in the software portion of it, from a standard large shirt or an extra large shirt, which are going to be your most common sizes, we had $1.86 worth of ink. This had $2.67 worth of ink. So we have another 80 plus cents of ink on this shirt as well. So all of a sudden, this shirt, as compared to the large shirt we printed, $2 more for the shirt, another 81 cents worth of ink. We're almost $3 additional cost. So you have to be cautious. Either A, make sure that you charge an upcharge for the extra large oversized shirts, which are 2XL up generally, right? You also want to actually figure your pricing for the cost of the print based on your heaviest coverage, which in this case was $2.67 versus all the way down to $1.19 for the small shirt. So that way you're covering your expenses in it. If you're think people are going to be self-conscious about the fact that you had X number of 2XLs, if you get your customers numbers of shirts ahead of time, and let's say you know you only do 3 of these, right? So you got to swallow $9 of extra expense, or actually $6 because you're already figuring in the ink at this. So then what you do is you just roll in an extra 25 cents or 50 cents a shirt to the whole order, no extra charge for the oversized, just to make sure it's covered, and to wash that in. So just be cautious. It's when you start to get into plus size shirts, it really starts to jump up, because this shirt may have only cost $3.50 for a blank, but all of a sudden you have $5.50 for a 2XL blank. That becomes a real number, so especially percentage-wise in your offer. But that's it. Learning how to do and sell based on the size of the shirt, the size of the graphic. And if you're a screen printer, guess what? You can use a direct-to-garment printer to do your off sizes, because to screen print these, no telling how many screens this is. I don't even want to guess, right? But let's say this was a 5-screen job. In order to do all 3 of these shirt sizes we did, there'd be 15 screens you have to set up. So what you could do is you would screen print your medium size, your quote unquote 10 size, and then DTG print your 12s and your 8-inch sizes, the ones that you have the minimal amount of shirts of. And that way you can kind of mix and match and give everybody the size they want. And you can even do a toddler, right? And size it down, but just do your print. If they wanted 150 of these, but they needed like 12 of them outside of the mid-size range, just DTG the part of them, and the rest of them you go ahead and screen print. So there you go. I'm printing the right size graphics on shirts here on the DTG G4. I'm Don Kelpin. Thanks for watching.